You are now tuned in to the Premier Hotspur TV. Sit back, get involved, comment away, because we are live.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Premier Hotspur TV. It's your man Simon, North of England's biggest Spurs fan. Yes guys, we are back bringing you another post-match reaction to another terrible result, guys, between against Manchester United yesterday, guys. I was meant to be joined by Bitz and Bobz. He's running late, he's driving home, so we may catch him on a bit later if he's not busy when he gets home. So straight away, guys, we've got some guys there. Thanks for everyone tuned in so far, guys. Yes, we are going live on Facebook as well tonight, guys. So if you are watching on Facebook, guys, get your message in, guys. Get your message in the comments. So make sure I am receiving the comments, guys. People who's watching on Facebook. And we've got top 943. All right, Si. Absolutely, pal. How's it going? You said that was deserved. It was a terrible, absolutely terrible result yesterday. Yusuf. Yes, Paul. Yeah, thanks, Yusuf, for coming as well, mate. Yes, Paul. Thanks for coming in, pal. Even though, will we ever get over? Will we ever get our substitutions correct? Absolutely, mate. Regardless, on we go. Come on, you Spurs. Yes, Paul. Thanks for that, mate. Facts and stats. Yes, pal. Thanks for coming in as well. Yes, the result still hurts today. Absolutely, it does. Yusuf says the win for Manchester United was painful, and top 943. It still hurts. I've got over it now. Says I get over it very easy. Facts and stats. Evening, Paul, and everyone. Evening, pal. Facts and stats said I would have preferred coming fourth and winning the League Cup. Means more to the players like Kane and attracting better players in the transfer market. Yes and no. Me, facts and stats. Obviously, we haven't won a trophy for so long now, and I think these players. It's about time these players get a taste of actually winning a trophy. I know it's only the League Cup, but getting that taste, just winning that trophy, you know what I mean, just may change the mindset and the mentality of some of these players. Facts and stats says I don't think. And I don't think we are winning the cup either. With that facts and stats, that it's a one-off. It's an absolute one-off game against Manchester City. It's going to be an absolute tough game. If we played like this, as not only yesterday, the previous game, yeah, we'll get played off the park, absolutely. But it's a one-off game, and who knows? We actually might turn up for that and spring a surprise, you know what I mean? Because this season has thrown up so many surprises, absolutely. Top 943, yeah, agree, but we ain't even going to win that. As said, exactly the same. We don't know, do we, guys? We've got Paul saying at least some potential good news. Or is Son Kane staying? Yeah. Let's just see. So many rumours going around. Me, I don't really read into it much, guys. When all these rumours hitting the paper talks and things like that, it's just, I want it to come from the actual club itself. Me personally, Inner Turnish says, "Yo, Simon, how's it going?" Inner Turnish, thanks for tuning in, pal. As said, guys, facts and stats going to be late, guys. Which is not a problem. I'll make a start, and then he can jump on when he's all set up. We've got Paul, Evening, Simon. Yes, Paul. Thanks for tuning in, guys. So, guys, keep bringing comments. Tell us what your thoughts on yesterday's result, guys. Is it time up for Jose? Do you think Harry Kane has had enough now? Do you reckon Kane will be off in the summer? Same with Son, Hugo as well. with Toby not starting yesterday as well, I mean, do you think something's deeper in the club at the minute? And what do you think of what Roy Keane said after the game? He had that little spat with Jamie Redknapp, just calling his softness in the Spurs team. And I do agree. And that's what Keno said. It's been soft for the last. Yes, George, you can jump on, pal. I've sent you the link in your Twitter inbox. If you want to check your inbox, mate, that's not a problem. You can jump on and just text him back bits and bobs. Yes, sorry about that, guys. Yes, and George, as I said, guys, mate, I've sent you the link, so if you want to check your Twitter inbox, and you can come on and top 943 says Jose's time is up now, but whoever comes in has an impossible job to do, almost impossible. Yeah, it's more deeper. Seriously, top 943. It's more deeper than Jose at the minute as well. Yes, Jose's got to take the blame. He has to take some of this blame, obviously. You know what I mean? I'm not one here just saying no, it's nothing to do with Jose. Of course, it's got to be doing with Jose. But I agree with what Roy Keane said. I don't know if everyone's watched that little spat he had with Jane Redknapp. We're too soft. And that's true. It's not only just like this season. We've been soft now for 20, 25 years. Absolutely. I totally agree with what Keno says. I know some of the stuff he comes out with is very outrageous. But to me, sometimes he does speak the truth. And I think sometimes the truth hurts with some Spurs fans who just don't like hearing things like that. Do you know what I mean? We are definitely soft. Seriously, definitely soft. Got Simon. Jose must go. The side is rubbish at the moment. It's all gone stale. Oh, I don't know. Do you know what? I'm one of these guys that I would love to give Josie a summer. I really do. I love to give Josie another summer. I know the camp, the fan base is divided at the minute. There's Josie outers, there's Josians. I mean, there's people sitting on the fence. They don't know what to say, don't know where to turn. But me personally, guys, I'll definitely 100% give Jose one more transfer window in the summer. Back him properly as well. Not just, back him properly. I don't care what anyone says. Money's there. Don't come to me about that flipping rubbish about, oh, it's COVID and the money's there. Seriously, money is there. Trust me. And people does say about we have to sell like the foreign players before we can bring in some more foreign players as well. And same with the homegrown as well. But to me personally, I will. There is definitely players. There's definitely foreign players in that squad. We can get rid of absolutely 100%. Even especially in that defensive thing, we can get Diane Sanchez, 2 foreign players, and we can bring 2 absolute brilliant centre backs in. And we've got Paul. We need to spike these players with some Viagra to harden them up. Paul, thanks for coming in, mate. Absolutely appreciate you coming in once again. Yeah, absolutely, mate. We need to do something with these players. We're going to bring in George, who was on with me yesterday. He's fantastic, this dude. How's it going, George? How's it going,
good,
mate? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Yeah.
That's good, mate. That's good. So everyone, welcome George to the into the studio, guys. Big up George. He's coming a regular on here now. He loves it. He can't get enough of it. He's always asking me to come on. I don't mind him. He sounds seriously, and he knows his stuff as well. Yusuf, Si, I know you're feeling sad, but you're good at hiding it. I'm not, seriously, Yusuf. I'm used to it, pal. I've been supporting this club now for 32 years, pal. I am used to it, mate. Seriously, I can get over it just like that. Just like that. There's other Spurs fans out there who dwell on it for a week or two. I can get over it soon, sissy, because I'm used to this shit. I'm used to it. I'm used to the 90s and the shit we had there, and especially in the early 2000s, some of the shit we had there. Do you know what I mean? So this is nothing. It's nothing new to me. Yusuf, sorry. Paul says, unfortunately, Roy Keane, correct in many ways. Not all just like us. To put in so many shambolic performances and yet lift. No, yeah, exactly. And seriously, I don't know if George has seen the Keno's comments after the game with Jay Redknapp. I think he's spot on. I really do. If you like him or hate him, Roy and Keane, he speaks the truth, and he'll say it as is. He don't care if he's going to upset anyone. He says it, and he does. And yesterday, it was definitely 100%. You said Matt chose to go to London now. Guess of the teams for no. Matt's back at work now. Matt's very busy. He's still on here as my co-host, guys. I had texted him that what's coming up on the channel this week, and he has texted me what he's available for. So he will be on some of them this week. So, sorry guys, that was the reception gone. Tottenham for free. The money is there. They won't give Josie the players and that he wants. Didn't before, did they? Seriously, mate, the money is there. Absolutely, seriously. And show racing the red card, kick it out. Yes, lads, this is Paddy. I'm using the name for a week for all those players receiving racial abuse. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. George, am I? Can you hear me fine? And am I all right?
Luckily fine.
Yeah. Okay. Cheers, pal. Thank you, Paddy. Thanks for coming in, pal. As I said, guys, we have got Bitz and Bobz. He is being 15 minutes late. Bitz and Bobz is coming into the house, guys. So if you want to if you want to come, if you want to stay around, you say, yo, George, it's starting to appear a lot. Yes, he is. As I said, he's not taking over. Thing. Me personally, I like to get many more new faces on. I like to get many more. So if you guys in the chat want to come on here as well, you're more than welcome. More than welcome. George always asks, and he's always welcome to come on. You know what I mean? Top 943 says, all right, George boy. Yusuf says, George to replace Hyper. Top 943 says, I've been used to this since 1980, but I still get angry. Yeah, as I'm saying, you've been supporting longer than me, mate. But I'm used to it, mate. We're used to it, and I don't let it get to me no more. Seriously, there's more serious things going on in the world at the minute than football results. Do you know what I mean? I mean, absolutely. And facts and stats say, sire, we shouldn't be used to it. Us fans need to demand more and make our voices heard. Yeah, absolutely. I did say, just see if someone can organise it. I live up north. I mean, so I'm hardly down London all the time. You know what I mean? I get there every now and then. So if someone can come up who lives around the area, come up with a quiet protest outside the ground, I'll be there. If someone can organise it, I'll definitely be there. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, until something changed, mate, nothing's going to change. Absolutely, from upstairs. So when I say I'm used to it, it's just I am. I mean, it's not like saying I'm giving up and that I'm accepting what's going on. No, I don't accept what's going on. I'm just saying I'm just used to it. It's just Tottenham. And yes, facts and stats. You're absolutely correct. We should be demanding more, and we should be trying to drive these out. Top 943. That's what I'm saying. You get angry, but still good at being sane. Facts and stats say Leavely should know how angry we all are. Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so. Show racing. Paddy. This is Paddy. Poor Sonny. Yes, and Davison. Yep. And continue with the topic, guys. and top 9 for 3. Vote with your feet. Yusuf, we are continuing with the topic, mate. At the end of the day, we are. So George, you was with us yesterday, watching this game. Have you got over it from yesterday? Just sum up how you thought the game went yesterday and your feelings about what's going on in this current minute.
I thought that it was a great first half. It was a great first half. That's what happened to Spurs. Yeah, after the game, it showed that we'd be second in the table if there's only one half, and it just shows that I think we need better mentality players really, that actually want to play for us two halves. Because Dyer, I did say after the first half, didn't I? I said at half time that he hasn't been performed the best, but then I did realise that he's been performed good. I did watch some highlights after the game about the first half, and I saw that he was doing quite well. But in the second half, it's turned into a 2-year-old doesn't know how to play football, and that's what happens to most of them. Like Dyer in that, I think it was the third goal. I think it's the second goal. Sorry, when there was a simple header, Cavani headed into the goal, and Aurier and Dyer couldn't handle it because they just. I don't know what happened then because they're two defenders. They should be getting to that header. They should be used to jumping in the air, heading the ball out, and Cavani bit into the ball. So overall, I thought it was okay performance. But then, as I said, always like Spurs, just turn off in the second half. Really, just not doing well in the second half, not keeping that consistency. So also about the club recently, I thought that we've got to get back to what we were like early in the season when we were doing well. Players are actually playing for the badge. I thought that something's going on in the background we don't know, obviously, because there's no way that some players, I guess it's like tiredness, but there's no way that people just switch off like that, not play for the badge, not working hard after they've been playing well in the first half of the season. So it's got to be something going on backstage we don't know about. But we have been putting in some good performances, haven't we, Simon? And I can agree with that. We put in good performances, but then in the big games, we just turn off. Like against Newcastle, that was a massive game for us. Top four's on the line. We just buttered it, and Kane saved us. We'd have lost that game 2-0, probably 2-1. I reckon someone else to score a goal, but without Kane, we would be a mid-table team. I'm not even joking here. And he could be leaving in the summer. I'm scared of what's going to happen to this club if he leaves in the summer. But I don't think he will leave in the summer because there's not many clubs that will try and get him because of the COVID market. Obviously, like Carlin's around, so some clubs will probably want to get him because he's younger, not because of the ability. Kane's way ahead of Haaland, but because of the age. And Pep can turn youth players into amazing players, like he has turned Diaz into one. Yeah.
So George, as you said there, do you reckon what Roy Keane said about Tottenham being soft? Is that kind of performance yesterday? Is that just what he's trying to get at when it comes to the crunch? Tottenham are definitely soft when it comes to these sort of crunches. I mean, not getting the wins over the lines and things like that. There's too many weak mentalities in this squad. Or is it just these players are not just playing for Jose Mourinho?
I think it's both there. Like, I think he said yesterday, they had 7 yellow cards and they didn't even get 1 red card. We should have pressured them to get that red card. Like, in the Arsenal game, I'd hate to bring that game up, but obviously Lamella, they were pressuring him to get a red card, and he did in the end, didn't he? They were just around him. They were surrounding him all the time. So at the end, he just slapped him in the face, got red card. So that's what we should have done yesterday. We should have pressured them to get red cards. I think if we did that, we would have won the game. But I thought we do play for Jose, but then obviously we don't have that good of players. And I feel like the better players like Toby is our best defender by far, our best centre back by far, and he's just not even starting him in that game. And it's just bizarre. It just bizarre is how you're not going to start our best defender in a massive game, 2 massive games, Newcastle and Man United, one for top 4, the other one to get back into the top 4 as well. And not even start our best defender. Yeah, I feel like that we just gotta have better mentality going into the second half. Really, We got to get it over the line. I think hopefully next season, new manager or not, we've got to just turn it around. Basically, get some new players in that we think that will suit Jose's play style, and we just don't have an identity at the moment, do we? We're changing formation here and there. We're changing players here and there. We changed the back line a million times this season. We've literally had loads of combos and defensives, and guess what? They've all worked with Toby, but when there's no Toby in the back line, it doesn't work. We concede loads of goals per game when Toby's not in our back line, and you're not even playing him in the big games.
Yeah. So when you say about that, is Joe, when he's when you say about there's no identity, he keeps swapping and changing this team and that, does it come down to that he doesn't know he's 11, or these players are just not good enough, and that's why he doesn't know he's 11? Is it just the players that's not good enough? If you take out like the players like Kane, the Son, the Pierres, the Tungis, the Toby and Hugo, are just the rest of bang average? Are just the rest of them players of that squad just bang average, and that's why he doesn't know he's best 11? Or is it just the players, or is just some players in there just causing grief and not even playing for Jose?
I think it's a bit of both. Like Winks, he's probably like a championship player. I'm not being mean there. He's probably like a championship player at best. Probably that's probably mean, but he's probably like lower in the Premier League. Definitely not. He's not a Spurs player. He's not a Spurs type player. I feel like with your identity thing, we need to get players that want to play for Jose, and I feel like we can, even if we don't get top 4. I feel like we can get good players in summer because it's Jose. He wins trophies at every club he's been at, and he wants to push for top 4 next season. Hopefully, if he still stays. And obviously, I'm a bit of both now, Jose and Jose out. Got to be honest now, but I'm more Jose in still because he's won trophies at each club. And about the identity thing, I feel like it's a bit of both, as I said. You take Kane and Son out, and we have to play Vinicius and some youngsters like Bergwijn. Yes, I feel like we need to get some players in, which Jose can say that's my starting 11 next year, and then I think that's what he's going to say to Levy this summer. He's going to say to him this summer, we need to get some players in that will play for me in that position. Like he'll say, right back. I can't figure out Ori or Tanganga or Doherty. Doherty's at the answer now. He can't play him. But centre back, again, he'll say centre back when he's someone to pair with Toby for probably his last season at Tottenham. And we need to get a new right back that will play over Tanganga or Aurier, or just as right back, or he just picked Tanganga or Aurier. And he needs to pick like players that in that position he can't pick. For example, centre back and right back, as I said, change them each game. So we need to get a player to partner Toby and a new right back, so we can stay to Levy. That's my starting 11 this season. I'm only going to change it for cup games when lesser teams. I feel like that's what we've got to do in the summer.
Yeah, absolutely, George. Paul says, big up Mini Matt. Top 943 say Mini Matt, laugh out loud. Paul says, is it Castile? Yeah, to replace Hugo. Oh yeah, that yeah. I think it's rumours at the minute, Paul. It's just, I don't listen to what it is until he's holding up that shirt, that scarf around their head, around their neck, mate. That's when I know it's true. Facts and Stats says, how many just by chance is there in this chat would join in a respectful protest so we can let Levy and Enid know how we are all feeling and where the club is heading? Definitely, mate. Yeah, absolutely, definitely, mate. Top 943 say, we're in serious danger of going back to the 90s, and you don't want to go there. You want to be there again. Facts and Stats said, or how many of you would put your signatures to a petition letter and prefer that route? Any sort of route, mate. Seriously. Facts and stats. It's up to you, fans, to do something. We are their source of income. So if we boycott matches and don't buy merch in protest, and they have to take note. Absolute facts and stats there. Paul says, I blame Jose for a lot. He should be able to manage all types of characters, but his management skills have isolated so many players. And causes divides in dressing rooms and in the fan base. Paul says spot on. Side Joe's in Sacramento don't know their correct 11. And Facts and Stats said this is the worst I've seen our club in 40 years. Even the fan base is torn apart. We are losing our identity, and I can't sit back and do nothing. Yes, Facts and Stats. I'm all for it, mate. Seriously, I'm all for doing protests or anything like that. I need to know back in advance so I can sort out travel and things like that. But definitely after that. But we'll come back to a couple of questions, Paul. A couple of questions. What you put in there, mate? Not a problem. But George, let's go back onto the game. The starting lineup. Did you think Jose got it spot on?
No. I thought half and half. I looked at the lineup. I was like, I always look from lower to top. I always go from goalkeeper. I look around the team. So I look at goalkeeper, Lloris, fantastic. Reguilon, fantastic. Sanchez, fantastic. And I saw Dyer. I was like, where's Toby again? Scoring to the bench. He's on the bench. Why is he not starting him? Then I looked to the right back. Aurier, fair. Aurier and Tanganga. I can't really pick between the two. Now I look at the rest of the team. Fantastic. But it's just them two positions. The right back is okay. I don't really care about the right back. Aurier and Tanganga do this. They do. I think they're about the same ability. They're about the same. You can't really pick between the two.
But Tanganga is more defensive, isn't it, than Aurier? Yeah. He'll do a better job.
Centre back, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a toss up because that's what's so great about hindsight. You don't know, do you? You don't know if he started yesterday, it would have been a complete different story. Do you know what I mean? So we can say if and buts. You know what I mean? But yeah, go on, mate. Go on.
Yeah. So obviously, as I said, lineup was fantastic. Apart from I think Dyer. Surely I know he said that every single club he's been at, or most clubs, he says he wants Dyer, but surely this season has proven to him he's not good enough for centre back. But I've said for a long time now, try him at CM plus position, but then we got Underbay and Højbjerg there, so I would not pick Dyer over Underbay and Højbjerg because them two fight for the badge, and overall at the end of the day, they're better than Dyer. So I think overall good lineup, but as I said, doesn't start 11. I think that Everton again, he's going to pick a different lineup, which he should do, and hopefully, on fingers crossed, he can pick Toby. He's found his mistakes now. Dyer is not good enough. He's good. He's good for 45 minutes, but the last 45 minutes, so it's crucial to win the game. He's not good enough. But yes, overall, happy with the starting 11 except for the centre back position. Really, right back was fine. Aurier can get forward and he can sort of get back and defend. Not as good as Tanganga though, obviously. Yes, overall it's fine with the lineup, but apart from Dyer.
Yeah, absolutely. As I was saying, with the lineup, let's Celso. To me, playing in there, to me, he doesn't look fantastic at the minute, does he? In the Celso, I know he's come back from injury. He looks very rusty still. To me, I know people saying Dele Alli's not in form at the minute. And that. I would have put in someone like a Dele or a Bale from the start yesterday. In front of. But going back to defence, Eric Dyer, obviously, I can't see what's gone on. I really don't know what's gone on with that situation. I really did thought Toby would have started yesterday, and Reguilon as well. seriously, Reguilon he started well for Tottenham, and we thought, wait on, we've got something special here going forward, coming back. But now, that's what someone said in the chat here. The top line 943. He said the defending is rubbing off on him now, and the other players in the defence it's because his defending is not really ain't been up to scratch in it lately. So to me, I think he got it wrong yesterday, mate. To me, yesterday, with that starting lineup, mate, I would have pushed Tungi up into the 10, and I put Sissoko in aside Pierre. Seriously, absolutely, because he's got to look at each game. He really has got to look at each game. I mean, and if he needs to change it up, because you can't play the same team in every game. You know what I mean? It's always it's always different ways that other teams play, and you got to try and balance it out. You got to try and match them. You know what I mean? So to me, yesterday, with Sissoko alongside Pierre, I think that would have been well balanced. I think there'd been more strength in there. Tungi doesn't like defending, doesn't like tackling. He just likes to go forward with the ball. So I would have done that yesterday. I would have put Tanganga on the right. Toby is definitely alongside Roden. And they're pretty much it now. But going forward to the Everton game, like just quickly, just with his formation now, mate. I just think he needs to go consistency now to the end of the season. Top 4, I don't think we'll get it now. So if we go from now to the end of the season and with a consistent back 2, if we can get Toby and Roden, I'm sure Toby can play once a week. Surely he can play just once a week. You know what I mean? Let's play Toby and Roden till the end of the season and in the final as well. Do you know what I mean? Let's have some consistency in this team. You know what I mean? And let's see how it. And because at the minute he's chopping and changing. That's what Paul said. We don't know. I don't think he knows his best 11, and that's not doing us no thing. With the consistency, is not there. Consistency pairing is not there. Do you know what I mean? Pierre, okay, every now and then he has a different partner next to him. That the back 2, that's changing every game. You know what I mean? And that's no good when you ain't got a settled back line. I mean, it's no good for Hugo as well. I mean, that's one guy I feel sorry for as well. And top 943 say, you say Reguilon fantastic, but even he's gone backwards in his defending. It's rubbing off from the other defenders. Same side. I'll need a bit of time to organise what route we'll want to take, and then start putting something in motion. I will keep you updated, and I'll see how many other Spurs sites I can get on board. Yes, Facts and Stats, fantastic. And why Sissoko, though, anyone apart from him? Sissoko, seriously, he hasn't been great.
Not Winks, definitely.
Seriously, no, absolutely not. But against Everton, I'll definitely change up, definitely. But just going back, seriously, going back in the game, I mean, Man United went 1 up, for obviously disallowed in the end. Could that have changed the game? What McTominay done on Son? Roy Keane says it's soft. He said if that's a foul, then we might as well give up. That's what Keano said as well. To me, you can tell the way he's looked, and he's put the whole arm, and he's put the whole thing in his face. You know what I mean? That you can tell that he's gone for Son, right? He's ready on the booking. He's on the yellow card. So, guys in the chat as well, do you think with McTominay, if they're gone to VAR with this and they disallowed the goal, and they think that foul was serious enough to disallow the goal, should then they've gone back and given him a yellow card for what he done? Then that could have been a sending off, 10 men. I don't like me personally. I don't like seeing people getting sent off. I'm not wanting to get his players sent off. I'm not. But if he deserves another yellow card, I think he's raised his arm. I mean, you should not raise your hand. His hand's got it. It's no different to, as you said, Eric Lamela. in the Arsenal game. No
Yeah.
different to that. And he got a second yellow. He's off. I mean, so to me, I think McTominay should have went. I really do. McTominay should have went. So guys in the chat, do you think McTominay should have got a second yellow card for that and should have gone? And do you think that would have made a difference? So we got we got JP. Yes, thanks for tuning in, pal. Thank you very much. Even though, and the guys just saying even all to each other. Yeah, brilliant, absolutely. So yeah, so it got disallowed. And on the 40th minute, Tottenham was some really good play. That was really good play. Coming from midfield into Kane, into Lucas, across the box, and there was Son. That was a really good goal. Really good goal. By that point, we won up. Do we deserve to be one up at that point, George? At that point, point in the game?
As I said yesterday, I said in the watch along, it should have. I think it should have been. I think fair 1-1 at half time would have been fair. Because I think that both teams had their moments which they did amazing in. I thought that it did kind of deserve to be 1-0. But overall, if you're looking at how both teams played, you know, in that first 40 minutes, does it deserve to be 1-0, 1-1, 2-1? I say it probably should have been 1-1, but you know, but then if you look at the last 5 minutes, if you add the 5 minutes on the last 5 minutes of the half, then you got to say Spurs deserve to be 1-0 up because I think we definitely dominated that first half. But as I said already, second half we switched off.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I do you know what? If that goal was given still and all that, and we went in at 1-1, I wouldn't argue with that. I wouldn't really argue with that.
Yeah.
But what's wrong with our second half performance this season, George? We don't come out for second half. What's going on in there? What is definitely going on? It's something mentality in it. It's the mentality problem. It really is a mentality problem with this crop of players. Guys, in the chat as well, you tell us as well. What's wrong with our second half performances? Why can't we get over the line in some games in the second half? Why do we concede? Is it a mentality problem, guys, or is these players are not good enough, or is it just bad tactics and tactical mindset from Jose? So guys, tell us what you think in the chat. And Facts and Stats says yes, it was a clear and obvious foul that was missed. So yeah, it's the second yellow card. JP says absolutely, as you said, no difference between that and Lamela. Very good point, mate. And Facts and Stats says, but I think we might have still lost it with the fired United up, and would have fumbled even more in the second half. JP says nice start set up, George. We're looking at the future champ. You remember the name, guys? Remember the name, George. He could be a future champ. And Paul says, in the modern day football, yes, it's a foul, but let's be honest, it was a pathetic foul, really. Imagine these being fouls in the 80s, and there would be players left. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, Paul, but the rules have changed now. And the rules state that you cannot raise your arm. You cannot raise your arm to a player. And that's what he's done yesterday, mate. He's raised his arm. I don't care what. If he's going up for the ball and all that, or he could just raise his elbow like that, but he's gone out with a full arm. And if you look closely, he's looked at Son. He knew he's there, right? And that's when he's gone out and he's with a full arm, with his hand as well, into his face. Me personally, he raised his arm by the letter of the law. Yeah, it should have been a second yellow, and off he goes. I can see where you're coming from, Paul. Back in the day, that is, people just say, what the hell? Just get the hell up. Jesus flipping Christ. You know what I mean? I get it, Paul. I get it. You know what I mean? But with the rules have changed now, Paul. It's in black and white. You cannot raise your hand to another player. Okay, I know he didn't do it just punched him like that. But he moves there and he raised his arm and he's connected with his face. What I'm saying as well, Paul, they disallowed the goal for that foul. So if it was that serious, Paul, they disallowed that goal because they think it was a serious foul. To me, in how I look at it, it should have been a second yellow card and it should have been down the tunnel. To me, I mean, if you don't think it's a serious foul, if you're not going to give another yellow card, you should just give him the goal. You know what I mean? So to me, it's Barney. Seriously, it really is Barney. But Paul, I can see where you're coming from. Absolutely. Jesus, I've got a few here, mate. Paul, no, I've got that video on there. I would smash that window if I was playing darts. Top 943. We had this mentality problem for years, not just recent. Yes, I've been saying it, mate. I say I've been supporting Tottenham now for 32 years. It's this mindset, mate. This mentality mindset. When you go into big games, big semi-finals, big finals, mate, we always bottled it, mate. We are softies. We are soft. I mean, the soft sentence in us is unbelievable, mate, and it's always been there. And that mentality set hasn't changed at all. Agreed. Agreed. Top 943. Paul Brown said if the substitutions were correct and the ref wasn't so spineless, could have been a different game result. But hey, done for season now. We're too scared as a squad to upset and make a mistake. Absolutely, mate. I mean, there wasn't no. Do you know when Josie said it in the documentary? We got act like the C word. Do you know what I mean? We've got to be in it. I mean, where is that? Where is that? Yeah. Even Josie said it in the documentary. Where is that? I don't see it. You know what I mean? And this is the problem at the minute. Well, we haven't got it in us. I wouldn't say every single player. There's certain players in there that hasn't got it. You know what I mean? It hasn't got it. It ain't good enough for this football club. They've been here too long. I keep saying they've been here too long. They've got their feet under the carpet. They are so comfy at this club. They're getting their dollar every week, and they don't give two hoots about this football club. And that's the thing. They don't give two hoots about this football club. And it's about time they get rid of these players. And I've said it before. I know it'll hurt them in the pocket. I mean, even if we have to just terminate their contracts, pay them off, get out of the club. You know what I mean? Because it sounds like people don't want them, right? And Daniel Levy does drive a hard deal as well with these players. Well, he won't accept taking a loss. As he's got to accept that. He's got to accept taking a loss on these people, on these players who are really bad for his club. Top 943 say, can you put Levy and Enoch pictures on that dartboard? I think he already has. JP say mentally plus not playing our best defenders, i.e. Toby and Tanganga, will make a difference. Exactly. So from now to the end of the season, me and George touched on it. I think we should go consistently. Play a consistent team now for 8 games solid in the Premier League, or 7 games. How many games went in Premier League? 8 games solid. Yeah, win, lose, or draw. Let's go consistent. You know what I mean? Let's stop this chopping and change. Sorry, mate. Facts and Stats says, but now it's a whole season almost of these mistakes. And usually we have a couple of these seasons, but not this amount. Yeah. Did you kid? Thanks for coming in, mate. Dyer -0. Yeah, we'll come with the player rating soon, mate. Did you kid? We could not take advantage of the 5 yellows. Exactly what George said. They're on these yellow cards. We should be pressuring them. We should be pressuring to get sent off. You know what I mean? It's not a nice way, but that's the way that you got to play sometimes. You know what I mean? He deliberately slapped him in the face. Yeah, absolutely. And how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer complains, it's beyond. Yeah, absolutely agree. He did. He's gone like that, mate. You can tell. He's just watch it over again.
He looked away as well.
Yeah. Yes, John. Thanks for coming in, pal. Hi. What did Son say in his interview? I didn't see. No, that's the interview I ain't seen yet. That's the one I ain't seen. So have you seen it, George?
No, I haven't.
No, I have to watch that after, John. But if anyone in the comments can help John out and say what Son said in the comments, in the interview. And Paul says Ollie can't complain with any player taking a dive when he managed. Yeah, exactly. Bruno, absolutely. And Kelvin, yes, Kelvin, big Spurs fan on Facebook here. 9 games to go. Right, is that including the final, Kelv? So is that 8-game Premier League, and we've got the final as well. So that's what Kelv said. We've got 9 games. Why can't we play consistent now? Looks like top 4's gone. Not mathematically, we can still outside chance. You know what I mean? But I can't see it. Why can't we play a consistent team now? Let's try it. Let's just try it. You know what I mean? Go out and either play, as you people say, Roden, Toby, Tanganga. I mean, let's get that centre back pairing correct. Then let's play a consistent team. And Kelvin say yes. JP says yeah, we need to evict these freeloaders. They are not given. They're all now Delhi, Dyer, Wink, Sanchez, Doherty, Sissoko, and Davis need to go on ASAP. Paul, the players should watch documentary again with that C word. Yeah, one. Not an ounce of yes, exactly. Where is it, Paul? Exactly what I'm saying. I saw Josie like that, and he was like that. You know what I mean? You got to be a bunch of C's. Where is it? Yes, we have got our special guests. Yes, Bitz and Bobz. Introduce yourself, pal.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yep, I can hear you, Bob.
So what? It's your boy Bitz and Bobz. So sorry I'm late, man. I was trying to get home so quickly, literally. And roadworks and stuff. So I do apologize. I will make this up to you. So I'm due you a good turn, 100%.
Nice.
I do apologize.
Bobby, it's a pleasure to have you on. Doesn't matter if you're late, really, mate.
No, I'm just gutted for you wanting to have me back. So thank you.
We'll get to Bob's in a minute. Let me just finish these comments off here. Top 9 for free. Ola shoe shiner. It wasn't that yesterday, guys, was it? It wasn't up yesterday. John said, I've got unrealistic feeling we might win the final. It is a one-off game after all. Facts and Stats says, to be honest, I haven't watched any of these interviews except Roden's, as I'm fed up of hearing the excuses every game now. Yes, and yes, Carlos. Yes, thanks for coming in, pal. Yes, guys, so we have got Bitz and Bobz, guys, in the description. I've left all these details, so if you want to go watch some more Bitz and Bobz, all these details are in the description, guys.
Well, thanks,
he's kindly to accept the invite to come back on and talk. I went on it confidently, Bobz. I did say 3-1 Tottenham. It was 3-1 to you in the end.
Man United, you know. Do you know what?
I think you stopped the game, Bobz.
Yeah, I think it went exactly how we thought it was going to be, but I had to admit I didn't expect it to be. It was played like a derby match, wasn't it? Like there was a few niggles, few late challenges. It was quite physical, and it was like. Basically, it was like Ollie went out and said to them, if they want to kick us, kick them back, basically. You know, and personally, I mean, the VAR, we can go on back and forth about it, but we know, I just think to myself, man, the game's gone, mate. Literally, like, if that's, do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what? All jokes aside, let me not be a hypocrite here, because if that went for us, I'd probably be saying, it's a shambles, but you'll take it. So, but you guys went ahead. Like I told you, you go on, you start playing well, and then
absolutely. You said that, Bob. Yeah. So, guys, Bob did say it in the preview. Get over to watch that preview. He did say that in the preview that we will go ahead and United will pull it back. Bobz,
100%.
let's just touch on this VAR disallowed a goal. We've been speaking about this for about 20 minutes now because we can't get our heads around this, Bobz. If it's a goal, it's a goal. I mean, to me, it's a stop. I can say what people say. If that's a foul, the game's gone. You know what I mean? I can see where people
100%.
Absolutely. But VAR, the referee, has disallowed it. They deemed it as a serious foul to disallow the goal. Now, what we're saying here, Bob's, that McTominay is on the yellow card, already on the yellow card. If they had to concede, if they disallowed this goal and deemed that it was a serious enough a foul to disallow the goal, should McTominay got a second yellow card and gone down the tunnel?
Yes, because at the end of the day, it's a foul. So it's a bookable offence. If you raise your hands, we all know how it goes, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We saw what in the reverse fixture, we saw what Martial done. So, you know, and for me, do you know what the most annoying thing is? That VAR put it down as accidental. So if it's accidental,
why disallow it?
Why disallowed it? And like, I think it was a good thing at the end of the day because it made our players quite angry in the second half. You know, it made us a bit more determined. Ollie done us, tweaked a little few things, and I don't understand it, man. Because if the referee's seen it and they're going back and forth, so to me, I'm thinking, excuse me, what are you looking at exactly? Like, it's not like he's literally looked at Son and went, "Get out of my face." He's literally brought the ball down, went forward, and he just put his arm there. You know what? He's put his arm there. Like every footballer, when you're running, always has their hands up. You're told to go side, shield the ball away from your opponent. So he's just put his hand up to basically like to feel him. Obviously, accidentally, as they said, he's touched his face and he goes down. Listen, Son makes a meal of it, but listen, it works both ways. So I'm not even going to sit here and say Son's a cheat. No. It works both ways. Let's be honest. At the end of the day, what I just didn't understand that if it was accidental, why have we not been given the ball back? If it was accidental, and if it was a foul, as the guy said, why have you not booked him? Because letter to the law, if you raise your hands, he's off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think, honest to God, I think we done the referee a favour. And I hate to talk about the referees because, look, they're human, prone to error. It's tough. I get it. But they need to start helping themselves, man, with some common sense. Do you know what I mean? Like, how many challenges did he let go in that game? Yeah. And that's what he calls a foul. So I think, personally, it's tough now because the referees don't want to make the decision now because it's like, well, if I don't get it, they'll bring it up and blah blah blah, and then he can make a decision. I'd love for a referee just to say, no, it's fine. I saw it. I didn't see anything wrong with it. Play on. That'd be brilliant. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? Like, use VAR for what it's for. You know, inconclusive stuff. That wasn't inconclusive. That was a waste of time. Literally, it was a waste of time. But obviously, it worked in your favour at the time. Yeah,
I said, Bobz. It was Paul, who's in the chat. He said it earlier. He said if this was back in the 80s and this sort of foul, and I mean, it would have been murder. Do you know what I mean? Back in the 80s, that would have been soft as anything. They would say, just get up, Joe. What's going on? But what I'm trying to say here, the rules have changed. In the letter of the law now, it's in black and white now, that you cannot raise your hand. It doesn't matter if he's done it by accident or anything like that. He's raised his hand and he's connected with a player. And to me, in the letter of the law, mate, it should have been second yellow card.
Bro,
and
I was watching it. Sorry, I was watching it. I was thinking, well, he's sent off then. Because if he reverses that, he's got to book him. So
exactly.
It's inconsistency
it's confusing.
both ways. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? So
because Bobz, we saw the Eric Lamela one with Martial. That was terrible, embarrassing. Exactly. I was embarrassed to see that. And you had Lamela against Arsenal when he got that second yellow card where he raised his hand there. That's no different to what McTominay did against Son. So it's the inconsistency. It's not Man United's fault. It's the inconsistency of VAR and the referees these days, mate. It's no inconsistent in this whatsoever.
You know what should have happened in my ideas? Sorry, do you know what should have happened in my opinion? Right, he should have went over, saw what happened. Okay, use this common sense, let the goal stand, and just say to McTominay and Son, look, it was accidental, or get the two captains, whatever. Look, the goal's been stood, but in my opinion, it was accidental. However, it's not a foul. It's just a coming together, whatever it is. and give the goal, but explain why you give the decision. Because me and you and George Tottenham fan there, if I tackle you, Simon, right, and I win the ball, and then George is the referee, and he says, "Bits and Bobz, I'm giving a free kick here because I think you took more than the ball, you got him." I wouldn't like it, but you get on with it. But as an explanation, he's told you why he's given something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
VAR, some of the referees are hiding behind VAR, and some of them are just bottle jobs, man. Literally, just because at the end of the day, if that game stayed 0-0, right, we're talking about the referee.
Yeah, absolutely, spot on. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. We've got Paul saying bits and bobs. They're loving you here, mate. Evans Football Talk say, "Hey, I cancel watch along to join. Thank you. I think that's Finn. Yes, Finn. Nice one, pal. Facts and Stats say respect. Bits and bobs for your honesty. JP says no, disagree. He swang. He swag back beyond natural. He is so lucky to have stayed on the pitch. Seriously,
there you go, though. But listen, what he's saying. I mean, look, it's subjective, isn't it? Like at the end of the day, like the guy said, cheese is cheese and bread is bread. And like, look, the guy, when you run, okay, and you're running with the ball, okay, and you know someone's behind you, like. If he had felt his chest, if it was his chest he'd done that to, we're not saying a thing here, are we? Because what we're saying is that he's trying to keep him away. Do you know what I mean? He's just trying to keep him at bay. So because it's touched his face, which is unlucky and it's accidental, but I mean, come on, what are we talking about here? Like this, we should be talking about how Tottenham done well to go forward, get a goal up, but VAR's taking over. Do you know?
Absolutely, seriously, mate. It's driving me crazy this far, mate. Absolutely. And JP says, true, these were not fouls back in the day, but we have players sent off for less. Paul said, to sum it up, the team that wanted it more basically won the match. Don't shoot.
Yeah. Look,
No. In the second half performance, mate. Absolutely, I totally agree with that. JP says, you're right, Paul. Hard to say any different. To be honest. I'm not Finn. All right. I'm Evan. All right. I thought there's a similar one who's got the same name as you. Facts and Stats says, can we all just agree on cheese is cheese and bread is bread? And was going to do I saw that as well. We are talking about the ref because he never sent off the player though.
but then okay then. If he sends him off for that, right? Literally, every shoulder barge, every tackle, hard tackle, you're gonna have to start booking. You've got to start brandishing yellow cards. Like, what's going on? It's a contact sport.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? Like, come on, man. Like, it's worrying, because they brought this to make the game surer. To be more factual and spot on. I mean, come on, we're talking about an accidental hand to face here. Do you know what I mean? He's not even looking at him.
Yeah, absolutely. So Bob's obviously Spurs went one up and going at half time, 1-0. And we had problems coming out in the second halves trying to defend the lead or trying to get a second goal to kill off games. And it was a horrendous second half for Spurs. But in United, mate, you've played some really good stuff in and around our box, especially for one of the goals. Absolutely, that one-touch football, mate, was unbelievable. I think it was for I forgot. Cavani headed it, and Lloris saved it, and who followed up?
Cavani took a shot, and Fred scored.
It was Fred. That was the first goal.
Yeah.
Sorry, when it was 1-1, that goal was that football, mate. Was unreal. It was brilliant football.
What us Man United fans are wanting to see on every occasion, but unfortunately, it's not the case. However, for me, it was a beautiful goal. The reason I thought it was so beautiful is because I couldn't believe what I was seeing with Fred. passing the ball forward, and we see him follow up, go forward, hits a shot wide over the bar, and he continued his run like a striker should, followed it up. He nearly missed, but he scored. And to me, I thought at the time, Spurs are in trouble here because the way the second half was going, Pogba came inside, got him the ball more, and Ndombele was like huffing and puffing, which is quite worrying. He doesn't look fully fit. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. Højbjerg, I saw some Spurs playing saying Højbjerg's getting overrun. What people don't realize that when you play with someone that doesn't help you with the running or the pressing, you're always going to be 2 against 1. So you're always going to be isolated regardless. You know? So he was unfortunate. I don't think he had a bad game. I just think in the middle of the park, we actually grew and we just became a bit too much for you guys. And the football took care of itself, you know. The second goal, what was the second? Cavani's header. I think it's just a moment of brilliance, to be honest. You know. He played. Did you notice he played on Dyer the whole game, though? Did you notice that? And what does that tell you, though? That's a compliment to Rodon. Literally, I'm telling you that right now.
But do you know what, Bobz? Seriously, Cavani, mate, yesterday, especially in that second half, he causes all kinds of problems, mate, up top there. Seriously, and at 33, mate, he's still a pest. He's still a pest. He knows where that goal is, mate, and that's why I said, mate, you've got something like Cavani, mate, up top, mate. He should be playing more regular, me personally, down that middle for you, because.
It's his fitness, isn't it? He's been injured, and I think, like I said to you at the preview, we got him at the wrong stage of his career. You know, which is unfortunate.
Unfortunately, but still, mate, he knows where that net is, and then obviously you went and got the third goal with Mason Greenwood. Terrible defending again, mate. Do you know what
Reguilon? Yeah, Reguilon got regulated. Like literally, like I think. Do you know what? To be fair to Tottenham, they were chasing the game, and you know we've got through. Obviously, Pogba just kept going, and Greenwood's found himself 1-on-1 with Reguilon. Now, what I didn't understand, Reguilon was square on, which for a defender is criminal. You're square on, so whichever way Greenwood goes, he's going to struggle. And he gave him the shake and bake, and he got on his right foot. We know Greenwood can use either foot. I think the game was done. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I know that wrapped up the game, but at the time we scored, it was like the 96th. Do you know what I mean? It just wrapped up the game, to be honest.
When you went 2-1 up, mate, it was game over then, mate, because we didn't threaten you at all, mate. We didn't threaten the second half at all, mate. We was absolutely terrible in the second half.
I think you were surprised that we came out. I think Jose was probably thinking, mate, they're not going to do anything, play in front of us, but we went for the kill, you know. But I said that to you, though, like, I'm hoping that we just go on attack, because it's no disrespect to Tottenham. We have quality players. So, do you know what I mean? Let's use them. So yeah, man.
Yeah. Bobz, we have a question for you from Facts and Stats. It says, ask Bitz and Bobz more about what he thought of Jose managed when he was at United. Was he a Jose in or was he a Jose out?
So to be honest with you, right, I actually like Jose. I love his arrogance. I love his vocabulary. I love how the way he speaks. I think he's entertaining. When he was at Man United, I used to always say this: if you hire Jose Mourinho, you have to back him to the hills, the mountains, and the clouds, then the moon and back, because we know he's going to be controversial in the media. We're against the board. You know you have to back him to get the players he wants because he knows what he's doing. Whether you like the football or not, he will get you a trophy. And as everything happens in the latter of his career, we all know that his father died. And when his father died at Man United, he didn't see himself. He lost Rui Ferreira, who was his number 2 for years, throughout his whole career. And then obviously the Pogba situation. I think the situation he got himself in was that Pogba was bigger than him at the club. And it was always listen, we all know how it goes, guys. You're not going to replace the whole squad before a manager. And what I felt for him when we gave him a new 3-year contract and didn't back him in the summer. And I think he knew he was gone. Because you don't give any manager a 3-year contract extension. And then when the summer transfer window comes, you don't back him. It doesn't make any sense at all. Gary Neville came out and said, why give him the contract? He only had a year left of his contract. You decided to give him more money and more time. So how does that make sense? And you don't back him in the summer. And people said, oh, you shouldn't have signed that. I used to say to people in the Man United fans, like, would you not sign that? Come on. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but I wasn't either Jose in, Jose out. Don't get me wrong, those times I was like, oh, get him out of my club. But he gave me a European trophy and he gave me an FA Cup, man. Like, you know, I'm grateful, literally.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And he says, Mourinho, thanks for coming, pal. Mourinho needs to go. He will take Spurs backwards. The board needs to go as well. Quickly, Bobz, before we bring George in to do the player ratings for the Spurs side, and we'll get you to give the ones for the Man United side. This comment here, when he says Jose needs to go, as a Man United fan looking into us Spurs fans, are we overreacting at the minute? Are we giving Jose a hard time, especially with not having the players that he wants at the club, getting players that he don't want at the club? There is fans out there at the minute saying there's no identity, there's no passing the play with Jose. He just picks an 11 and just hopes and prays we win. So are we giving Jose a hard time, or does he deserve the what he's getting at the minute?
I think when you look at it, you've got to dissect it all. And I think we need to remember that he qualified for the Europa, where he, when he was hired as manager, you guys was it 14th, 15th?
14th.
14th, right, there you go.
13th, 14th, yeah.
13th,
Yeah.
okay. So when you look at that in half a season, he brought you guys up and you guys qualified for Europe. Europa League, so what? Still Europe, right? Where when you were looking at it, it could have been a very woeful season. So, okay, he's got credit in the bank, you know. Next again season, I think the problem started in the transfer windows, guys. Personally, from looking in, you buy Doherty, and people are like, "Oh, good sign." I just thought to myself, I was like, that's not a Jose Mourinho signing. That you don't buy a right wing back to play right back. It does not make sense at all. The Reguilon one, I actually thought a good bit of business. You know, the 50 million, whatever the buyback clause is. Look, Real Madrid just put that on to try and see if he plays well. But Real Madrid have got Mendy. I don't see Reguilon going back. So I thought great bit of business. Højbjerg, great signing. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought that's a snip for 15 million. But then the rest of the signings, I can't believe. Who else did you sign? The Soso was permanent. Bale. Yeah, so the Bale thing, that's just PR. I'm going to tell you right now, okay? I'm going to tell you this right now. Jose Mourinho does not want Bale, in my opinion. Yeah. Because he's bringing someone that is just as big as him into the club. Gareth Bale, 4 Champions Leagues, La Liga, whatever. The list goes on. But we need to ask ourselves, why isn't he playing at Real Madrid? Is it because of his injury or is it because of his attitude? And people were saying that, like, oh, you should play Bale. But he came out and done that interview, what he said, but he hasn't really been fit. So you can't play someone that's not fit. Do you know what I mean? What can you do? And also, he can't be relying on a player that he knows is going back to his parent club. And obviously you went for that great patch. Harry and Son, Harry. Brilliant football. No one was making
Dried up
noise.
now.
And then, but these things happen, and like I asked the Tottenham fans. I mean, you're in a cup final, okay? Unfortunately, you're out of the Europa League. You're probably going to finish top 6 again. Now, what I'll say to you guys is this. You could say you've regressed because of the way you're playing football, but me looking in is just that you just have to put your seatbelt on and just enjoy this and embrace it and try and succumb to it, because what's going to happen is this. It can go two ways here. Players will drop the tools and he's gone, or the board, Enoch and Levy, back him and you see a difference. Because the last thing I will say on this, guys, is that we're going to look at the players, right? I say this with Ollie Man United. If you want to build a team, you need to rebuild. Look, Pochettino kept some players on 2-3 years longer than he should have. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? You've got players there that have reached the end of their cycle at Tottenham. Look, Dele Alli, you can say whatever you want. He should be literally breaking the door down to be one of the best players in Premier League. He's not. Harry Kane will always give you Harry Kane. For me, Son performs 6 months of every season. He always has a good patch and then he goes missing. That's not his fault, by the way, but I just think that that's just his level. And then you need to look at the players. Bergwijn, Bergwijn's not really top 5 right wingers. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? Lamela, I mean, how Lamela's still at your club, God knows. Do you know what I mean? And Eric Dyer playing centre back. Even Toby. I mean, Toby was lucky to get that contract. I'll tell you that for a fact. He was playing well, but look at the age of him.
Yeah.
It's a mess. It's a hot mess at Tottenham, man. And I just hope for your sake that you guys do win that trophy. And the grass is not always green on the other side, guys. But what I will say is this. You had the best times with Poch and you still don't win nothing.
Yeah.
So I dare say try and just
let's say Bobz,
give him another season.
Just go back and Poch there, as you said there. We played some. That's probably one of our best times under Poch and things like that. Does that just tell the picture that where he come out and when he said it's good, it's nice to have this fancy stadium, but you've got to have the nice furniture to put in it? Does that just alarm bells ringing?
Say that again, mate. You cut out there. Sorry, you cut out there. Sorry.
Oh, can you hear me?
I can. No, yeah. It just went.
Yeah, I can hear.
Oh, okay, yeah. Just going back on what you said about Poch there. That was probably our best time under Poch in the Premier League era. But we won nothing. Was that alarm bells ringing when Poch did come out and say before he went that it's all right to have this nice stadium, but you've got to have the nice furniture to put in it? Does that alarm bells ring out to his fans now saying it's the board all along? It's the can't blame the managers. It's the board
100%.
all along, not backing the managers.
Well, if you think about it, right, look, let me break it down for people. When you play FIFA and you go in career mode, what are you looking to do with the squad you have? Improve it. That's it. You want to buy players and improve it, right? Now, if you go Tottenham or you go a mid-club, you think, right, I've only got 100 million here. I need to spread it out. You do some nice, shrewd business. You go get the players that are the best players at certain clubs below you where they can improve you. Listen, we know world-class players. Tottenham are not going to buy the 100 million player. They're not going to buy 70. I know Ndombele was 60, I believe.
56, but it went up to 64, including 80.
Okay. That's not going to happen again for a long time. Yeah. And it's quite sad, but it's factual, okay? And I think to myself that Poch knew what was happening. And he was saying, I think he wanted to rebuild the team, but he couldn't, And look, one of the best managers has said, Pep has came out and said, before, yes, I need money. You guys say I need money. He goes, yes, I need the best players to do my job. Funny that. Back a manager with finances and see what happens. Poch is unfortunate, and he realised this is not going to work. I can't keep doing this. Look what I mean, how many years was it that you didn't buy a player? Was it 2 transfer window? 2 years?
2 transfer windows, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
transfer windows.
Yes.
Yeah.
And come on, man. Like that guy was working miracles, man. Like
He
literally,
was,
like
absolutely. Yeah, was
So-
punching above our weight. Yeah, it was definitely, Bobz. Absolutely.
So imagine if you gave him a small fortune, and guys, look, it's a board problem, and unfortunately, it's gonna be happening all the time, and you'll see this happening when Mourinho goes. It will happen with the next manager. It's the board, and and if you get, I dare say a yes man, but someone that will just be like, okay, I'll just come coach. If we win, we win. If we don't, I'll try and get you top 4 every year and every year. It's money, guys. The day the Premier League got that new deal, you don't have to win a trophy now for these boards. That's the sad fact. You don't need to win a trophy.
Yeah. No. Not long to get into the Champions League where the money is, and that's it. That's all they care about.
Look at Arsenal. And I hate to bring up your rivals, but Wenger, they were loving it. They were like, we're in Champions League because the money was coming in. I mean, the last time we played Barcelona in the Champions League final, it came out regarding Champions League wise, we made 30 million more than them, and we didn't win the trophy. That's insane. Insane.
Absolutely.
So imagine you don't have to win a trophy, but you could still have a great cup run and still get all these dividends. The game's gone. Literally, the game's gone.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Bob. So guys, before we get into the player ratings, guys, there's some comments here. Facts and Stats says, thank you, Bitz and Bobz. That was such a great in-depth answer, pal. Levy always goes for a cheaper option. That is true. Absolutely. Paul says, Jose in for half a season. 75% of a squad out the door will follow. The Yid kids loved the stream. John says whether we keep him or not, we're going to have to invest in our side to progress. And the club said we have to sell to buy the summer. Did you hear we took out 175 million loan last year? Yeah, but he's clever with that. That's paying over several years and that. I mean, They know exactly what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Daniel Levy. Wayne said, small club Spurs with a small club mentality. Yeah, nice on Wayne. Cheers, pal.
Listen, do you know what? Yeah, do you know what? I said this on another stream today, right? And the Tottenham boys were getting a bit like, "Oh, we're not small." I'm not saying you're a small club because I'm saying because you're Tottenham or you don't do. No, what I'm saying is this: the elite clubs and not even big clubs, okay, is that they want to win stuff. Okay, so they go out and be like, this is what I need, go get it. Like, for example, Bayern Munich don't spend that much money, but they are clinical and direct to the transfer market. Juve are the king of free transfers. Okay, Inter Milan are they're doing well right now with all the recruitment. People were looking at Conte last season saying he's not got a clue, but he's recruited well. You need to buy players. Alex Ferguson always said anytime he won the league, okay, or he didn't win, he had to freshen it up with 2-3 players. Do you know what I mean? You have to. And imagine from Spurs' point of view, you nearly got there. Literally, the big trophy, you nearly got there. That point when you lost in the final to Liverpool, pricks. But when you lost to them, okay, I call Liverpool Cookie Crumble FC just for the record. And when you lost it, that was the time where Levy should have said, "What do you need, Poch? How can we come back here again? What do you need?" And I'm sure Poch told him and said, "We need this." And you know what? There's so many things going in your favor at that time. Pochettino, great coach, Premier League proven, European proven. Okay, he's a player person. He knows the new era of way of coaching, people person, blah blah. It's a London club, okay, even with location. So you might have to pay it over the odds, but so what? You go get the player, deal with it later. And
Exactly.
I think Spurs that summer was the downfall, personally, for me anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Seriously, Bobz, you go into depth brilliantly. You talk as is.
Thanks,
If Levy buys the players, they end up being poor. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Darsley's got some world-class players, but not a world-class team yet. JP says, good breakdown, Bitz and Bobz. Poch was desperate for backing, but got snubbed. Absolutely. Top 943, Bitz and Bobz, you talk sense, pal.
Oh, thanks,
and Yusuf says, yes, Bitz, yo. And Vinaj is back in there. Yes, pal. Thanks for coming in there. So, guys, we're going to go on the player ratings, and I'm going to come back to Bitz and Bobz in a minute with what Roy Keane, I don't know if he saw it with him and Jane Redknapp had that spat. I want to ask him. I want to ask him the question on that. George, I have chose the ratings. I want to see your. Am I correct on my ratings? So we'll go with Hugo Lloris first on the screen. Lloris, I gave him a 7. To me, he couldn't do anything wrong yesterday. Really, personally, he tried his best. He does it every game. It just gets let down by his defence week in, week out. He has been looking. I said he has been looking sloppy this season, but yesterday I couldn't fault him yesterday. Really, I couldn't blame him for none of the goals. It was defensive errors again. So do you agree with 7 yesterday, George?
Yeah, I'll give him my 6 and 7. Yeah, probably about 7. That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll wrap it. We'll go with Aurier. I gave him a 2. I just think he was awful yesterday. Personally, I think got ran ragged. Was that the best option? Maybe not. But hey, we'll go with Jose's. Jose, do you agree? A 2 for Aurier?
Yeah, but as I said, I don't know about Tanganga. If we picked him, would the result would have changed? We don't know, do we? But yeah, so
hindsight, we don't know what will happen. Do you know what I mean? We could say ifs and buts, but
yeah.
And Eric Dyer, I know people in the chat wants -0. I gave him a 2. Maybe it should be less than that. I think he was absolutely terrible yesterday. To me, how does he get in over Toby? That just tells me there is problems in the club at the minute. How Toby did not play against Manchester United yesterday. Do you agree with 2, George?
Yeah, I'll probably give him a 2 because he did have an all right first half, and then second half just blew it from, didn't it? Defensive mistake after defensive mistake. Yeah, 2.
I gave Rodon a 6. I think he was our best defender yesterday. I think another player is getting let down by his teammates at the back. He tried his best yesterday, and that's what Bitz and Bobz were saying. That Cavani targeted Dyer, and that's a good compliment for Rodon because he knew Rodon is the better defender. He knows Dyer is terrible. Let's target him because he knows there's mistakes in him. I gave him a 6 for Rodon yesterday, mate. I think he couldn't do any more of what he done.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'll probably give him a 6 because I think that obviously he's very young, and it's just quite embarrassing that at Newcastle game and Man United game he's really like the lead at the back, like ordering his defence. Really, that's what we need at the back. So it's good to see, really. But then I think if we had him with Toby yesterday, result could have changed. But yeah, agree with a 6.
Yeah, absolutely. Region, me and Bobz, we done our preview and we done our combined 11, and we put Region above Shaw. Jesus Christ, how I was wrong yesterday. He was terrible yesterday. Region, defensive wise, mate, he got cooked. He got cooked on toast again. And he wasn't great yesterday, was he? I gave him a 2. Do you think he deserves less, or do you reckon that's right, George?
I'll probably give him a 2 as well because he's all right going forward. He's always been all right going forward as well. Getting crosses in the box, that's what he's been about, really. And then defensively, I think that it was good at the start of the season defensively, Reguilon. But I think that the defensive errors from Dyer and other defenders have really brought him down. And that last goal for Greenwood, I think that if it was Reguilon, if he's good that game, he would have stopped that goal then. But yeah, I'll give him a 2. I agree with that.
Yeah, it's just the way Greenwood went past him with Breeze, mate. He
Yeah.
didn't even. It was lack of effort from Reguilon. He made it so easy. Jesus Christ! And you don't show him on his strong foot, do you?
Cementing his boots, guys. Cementing his boots.
The Celso playing out on the right there. It wasn't his best game, was it? He was rusty still. You could tell he just come back from injury. I gave him a 4. Maybe could have been less. I don't think he had a great game. Do you agree with that, George?
Probably give him about 3, 4. I just think he should be played that centre mid position because that's where he's best at. Obviously, you can try a different position for him, but in that right mid position yesterday, I didn't even know he was on the pitch. Half the time, and that's the problem with Lo Celso. Obviously he's back from injury, so you can't expect him to be good. But I feel like we should be playing a more experienced player in right mid. I thought Lucas has been good in that camp position recently, but I think we should try him back in that right mid position, push in the belly upwards, and play Sissoko or Lo Celso at centre mid / CDM spot, and try like that because Celso's not a man. He's not like a real right mid, is he? He doesn't know what to do out there. I think he's normal centre mid for me. Yeah, I agree with like a 3 or 4 around that.
Yeah. This is a player I feel sorry for. This guy tries week in, week out, he tries his best. You know what I mean? And as what Bobz, he touched on it earlier, where he was getting overrun in midfield. When he got no help, he's 2-on-1 all the time. He's getting split all the time, Pierre, yesterday. And this must be and Joe should be seeing this now, that Tanguy cannot play there alongside Pierre. It should be someone like a Sissoko. I would have played Sissoko yesterday. I would have started with him yesterday. He would have done a better job in there. He would have been stronger. As what me and Bob said in the preview, he's an engine. He's an engine there. He works. He'll work hard for you. And with Tanguy, won't. It was terrible yesterday as well. So Pierre is another one. I gave him a 5. Maybe a 5 or 6, but I just feel sorry for him in a minute. George, do you agree with that one, mate?
Yeah, I completely agree with like a 5. Cause I feel sorry for him as well. He puts his heart into the club, plays for the badge. I just need he needs a proper seater next to him that is defensive, which I don't think Underbelly is really, is he? He's not really defensive. He's more when he has the ball, he wants to go forward with it. I feel like he's got to be pushed into that cam position like he was at the start of the season, and then we need to proper seed him next to Højbjerg because people are just getting past him easily because they have 2-on-1 against him. He can't do anything because they're basically more people around him. He just needs a real seed him next to him that plays for the badge as well. Not saying Underbelly doesn't play for the badge, but he's not a CDM. He's a centre mid / cam. He's not defensive, I don't think. That's what we need to improve on the summer. Another CDM to be next to Højbjerg. But yeah, I'll go with a 5.
Yeah, nice one, George. Tanguy, I gave a 4. I don't think he was great yesterday. I really don't. I think it was one of his worst games in the Tottenham shirt. There was moments in the game where he grabbed hold of the ball, but to me yesterday, and it was one of the players that I was looking forward to yesterday for watching because I thought he would have grabbed the game by the scruff in the midfield there, but he didn't, did it? It was terrible showing. George, I gave him a 4.
Yeah, I agree with that. He had a few good dribbles here and there. That's what he's about, really, isn't it? He's about that dribbling. And I think surely Jose's figured out Underbay's got to be in that cam position because he's not defensive. Just play Sissoko, CDM, because then I reckon with Sissoko there, I know we can see the 3 goals on the pitch, but I reckon with Sissoko there yesterday, we could have had a chance of getting a draw or a win maybe. But yeah, I'll agree with a 4 there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lucas is another one. I gave a 4. He's been good. He's been all right in that cam. He's been all right in that cam role over the last month or so. But again, another player wasn't great yesterday, was it? But are we not giving Man United enough credit on what he did in the second half? And that's what and that's what I don't think we show Man United respect for what they did in the second half. Lucas, we gave him a 4. George, do you agree, mate?
Yeah, probably. I thought he did all right, and then obviously fair play to United. I think they did pocket a few players. They pocketed Kane yesterday, and also Lucas one of them as well. And fair play to United. But yeah, I'll give him a 4. I agree with that.
Yeah, and Son coming back. It was yet again, apart from the goal. Okay, people was what we was talking to after the show yesterday. Some of the fans were coming on and saying they weren't getting the service. Yes, I know that, correct. They weren't getting enough service, him and Kane. But it wasn't a great game for him. I was expecting a lot more from Son. And over the last couple of months, mate, he hasn't been himself, has he? Son. I gave him a 5 because of the goal. He got the goal. I was giving him a 4, but he got our goal. I gave him a 5 for that. Do you agree with that, George?
Yeah, I agree with a 5. But quickly about Son, I think that people say, I agree with people. I can agree with people saying Son's the best player at Spurs, but I have to say Kane for me because he's consistent throughout the whole season. For me, Son's good for 6 months, 7 months, and then he's just not consistent. And he just that goal was put on a plate for me. I reckon anyone can score that because it is a good goalkeeper in the day. Not anyone can score that, but
Good finish, though. It was a good finish. It was a good finish. It was right in the corner. It was a good finish. Yeah. So I agree with you, man. I do agree with you. It was a good finish.
Yeah, I agree with 5 there.
Do you know what with Son yesterday? Apart from that goal, I thought Wan-Bissaka done a job on him. I really do. I think he was tight on him. I think he didn't give him enough breathing in there. I think he done a really good job on him. Same with Harry Kane yesterday. I think United's dealt with Kane really good yesterday. I was very surprised. And me and Bob's touched on it. I do like Maguire, and him and Lindelof, mate, just dealt with Kane very good yesterday. You can say he wasn't getting the service, but that's Man United. Give credit to them. They defended well. They didn't let us get the ball into Kane because they was pressing, they was closing us down, and then that's good work from McTominay and Fred in there. George, I gave him a 5 because Kane's Kane. I mean, he'll try his best every game. You know what I mean? He's the only player I can say that with him and Pierre, he'll literally he'll play for that badge and just fight until that last minute. And that's what I thought Kane did. Wasn't his best game. I was expecting more, but as I said, he may not have done a job on him, and that's all you can say. George, Kane 5.
Yeah, I agree with 5, and also about United pocketing him. Obviously, Lindelof and Maguire did a great job yesterday, pressing Kane. I think that for the rest of the season and onwards, I think that's what players are going to do now because they've realised that without Kane, we don't score as much goals as we would. I think in that Newcastle game, if they pressed him really, if they pressed towards him, I think we wouldn't have scored as much goals. But yes, it's a good job from United yesterday defensively. I did say at the stream to you, Simon, yesterday that I think if both Lindelof and Maguire, if they were different teams, they had quick defenders next to them, I think they'd be a good defender. Yes, they did form a good partnership. So I agree with 5 for that one.
Yeah, and the 3 subs, Lamela, Bowles, Sissoko's give 3s. We didn't see much of them, especially Sissoko. But the last one is Mourinho too. I just think tactically got it wrong from the word go. The setup of the team, playing Dyer, maybe playing Aurier as well, and the Celso out there, but I would just change it up as well. Couldn't get the team going from the half time. It sounds like I don't know what he said to him at half time, and it's not only Man United's game, it's previous games. With every time we come back for the second half, we're so negative. We just sit on that lead and we just invite teams on. So I gave him a 2 yesterday. I just don't think it was great from Mourinho yesterday. George, you agree quickly?
I'll give him a 2 as well. I thought the subs were wrong, like the Newcastle game. Wrong times. Giving Bell only like 5 minutes to do what you can't expect Bell to do wonders in 5 minutes. I think you should have brought him on earlier. Same with Dyer. Shouldn't have played him in, I reckon. Tactically, I feel like the problem with Mourinho for me is that I don't know if it's about Spurs or Mourinho, is that I think it's more Spurs. But when after half time, we think the game's over. 1-0, we think the game's over. Sit back. Yes, I think overall 2's fair for Mourinho. I think poor tactics, poor subs. Did a few things all right, but overall not really the best games. Not really the best managers. Not really the best managing games for him. But yeah, I agree with 2 there.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we get into bits and bobs, and you can go through the United player ratings. So, guys, if you want to check out bits and bobs, it's on the screen there, guys. Go and check out bits and bobs. That's bits and bobs. So you can see them on all them platforms there, guys. And Bobs, we'll come to you, mate. With the Manchester United team. Did you want to go for your team, mate? Starting with
go for it. I think Dean Henderson 8 out of 10. In fact, no, actually, do you know what, Dean? Yeah. I think Dean gets an 8. He did concede the goal. He came out well. He done the sweeper keeper, distributed the ball well. He came out for crosses, handled it quite well. I think the Son goal was a great finish, right in the corner. He was at full stretch. So I'll give him an 8. Wan-Bissaka gets a 6.5. I think we know what he's good at defending, but going forward, on the ball, he's not great. So 6.5. Lindelof gets a 7 because of the mistake for the goal. I think that's criminal. Harry gets an 8 because the way he dealt with Kane, Kane didn't get a sniff, didn't get any change. He won his battles. He was strong. He got a stupid booking, but an 8 overall. Luke Shaw, well, battle of the left backs. I think he won it. He won it. I'm going to give him a solid 8. Solid 8. Who are we coming to? Yeah, McTominay gets a 5. I think McTominay's just wasn't good enough. It was just there, just kicking guys. He had energy, to be fair to him. I think he's happy just to get the ball, play it sideways. And I think that's what he thinks his job's done when there's more to that. Fred's going to get a 7. Yes, he scored, but prior to that, he was rubbish. And we need to be honest. He had a very good game in the second half. Very, very good game.
Very good game.
He was very lucky not to come off because he did play really bad. I think it was a toss of a coin between McTominay and Fred. Bruno Fernandes gets a 6, to be honest. He didn't do anything. Okay, nutmegged. He was involved in some of the goal. He was losing possession quite a lot. Long balls, passes were going astray. Look, he didn't play well and we still won, so it's not bad. I'm 6. And look, I'm trying to be really honest here. Rashford, a 6 because he didn't do nothing. He didn't. I'm very worried when Rashford loses his pace, if I'm honest. Because up here, you need to be really smart, and I don't know if he's got that. He struggled on the right, really struggled on the left. I believe he started wide right again. Pogba, 10. Pogba gets a 10. I think it was nice to see the battle between Ndombele and Pogba, and I think there's no conversation anymore. I think we've put that to bed.
Bob's, that's another one when we done our combined 11. We left Pogba out and we put Tung in, and boy, that was a wrong decision.
Exactly. And it was quite good, isn't it? To see them both go against each other and battle it out. But I think Pogba is world class. He's just not consistent enough. Who have I left out? Cavani. Cavani's going to get I'm going to give him a 9. Just because the goal, the movement, the runs off the ball, the finishing for the first goal that was disallowed, just, what I mean? It was just excellent. And Greenwood came on. You've got to give Greenwood a 9. An assist and a goal in the space of 20 minutes. I don't believe we brought anyone else on after that, actually. No, Matic, he gets a 5. He just came on. That was just to waste time, wasn't it?
That's short, yeah.
But yeah, that's it, really.
Ollie?
10. Just because, for me personally, We saw passion. We saw some enthusiasm, character from him. We saw the tactical change to let Pogba drift in, and you guys didn't have an answer for that. You didn't have an answer for that. We came out jabbing, swinging, and obviously the goals that came, it was literally the knockout punches, wasn't it? So definitely a 10.
Definitely.
For him to go at halftime and change it, you've got to give any manager credit for that.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
absolutely, mate. Seriously, I'll give anyone credit and give credit due, mate. Ollie done it right, spot on. I don't know what he said at half time, but spot on in the second half, mate.
Just for the record side, I did make a case for Shaw and Pogba to get into the 11. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You did, but you said right. Okay, I'll give you Reguilon. But mate, sure. But I did say though, Bobz, what an improved player. Sure,
exactly.
What an improved player, mate. Absolutely. Yeah. Vinar says I'm happy. Pops is doing well at PSG. We are being linked with Vestergaard from Southampton. Average again. They have one of the worst. I'm saying they got tronched today, 3-0. I mean, do you think Spurs are just a few signs away from finishing top 4?
Possibly.
But how many times are you going to keep saying that, guys? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Do you know what? And that's why I think. That's why I think you get tarnished with. You get plugged with the small club mentality because, if we just, oh my God, how many signings is Everton away from top 4? How many signings is flipping Banter FC Arsenal away from top 4? Like, you can't keep saying that every season. If we got this, got it. Yeah, but what shoulda, woulda, coulda, And like I said to you, that Champions League final, unfortunately you guys lost, was when you should have pounced and said, we need to go on an onslaught. Flipping Jack Grealish should be playing for you guys right now.
Don't, Bobz, don't.
Do you know what I mean? Like, how many players have you guys missed out on penny pinching? Like, it's a bit. Listen, the way I see it is this, is I say it with DJs and barbers, If you want a DJ, if you want a good DJ, you pay the good price. If you want a crap DJ, you pay a cheap price. For a haircut, if you know this guy does cheap haircuts, why? Because he's rubbish at them. If this guy charges more, do you know what I mean? If it's what you want in Tottenham, it's like the small businessman. Oh, we're a small club, we're a small business. Yeah. Well, that's why. Dream big, you win big. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Isn't you saying like something about dares or something?
It's to dare, it's to do.
I rest my case.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely, mate. Didn't Dyer have the good block? Dyer was shit as Facts and Stats says, what's Dyer's 2 for 1 for putting his shirt on the right way, and the other one was putting his boots on the right way. Answers anyone. JP said he did get a good block in Dars, but he seriously isn't good enough. Teams are targeting him for a reason. Exactly what Bob said. Yeah. Cavani did this. He targeted Dyer because he knew he was a weak link in that defence, and he done it all game long. John said Dyer did okay first half, but didn't turn up again for the second half. He's just not good enough. About Facts and Stats said the ref got in the way twice, so the ref put more blocks in the game than Dyer. JP says Tungi is a luxury player, definitely not a CDM. Beloved Hotspur Adam, yes, bruv. Top 6 is now difficult, says Jose. Hi guys, hope is all well. Yes, we're all well, pal. Facts and Stats says, why can't anyone play in defence? When I play football, I could play any position if I was asked, and actually had to pay to play, not paid hundreds of thousands a game. It's a joke. Play some youth. Agreed, beloveds. Sorry guys. Don't fancy coming out of retirement, do you? Facts and Stats. It looks like I've had too many funny things. I know I'm better than half the squad. John says Jose doesn't like Bale, does he? I reckon Bale could have had a good season for us if we had a different manager. I don't know. I don't know, mate.
I mean, that's a tough one, mate, because I slightly don't agree because Zinedine Zidane, it wasn't about not liking Bale. We need to remember that, like, I always say, guys, like, I don't think managers personally don't like these players because at the end of the day, we all know football in and out. You know, you could get sacked, you can get sold. It is what it is as a business. But when you're a manager or a coach and you see a player not try, it's just there for banter, he's not giving in, how are you going to justify picking him to the other people? You know, for example, say George is busting a gut and Simon's just literally coming in saying, oh, I don't fancy it today. And then come Saturday, I pick Simon. He's done nothing all week. How's George? Do you know what I mean? There's so much to coaching and managing. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, it's tough. And listen, Bale's not really done anything when he's came on anyway. This season, to say that's why we should be keeping him, no chance. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I think he's not been fit, has he, Simon? Has he? He hasn't been fit for half the season, really.
Exactly.
And you can't really.
Yeah. Well, majority of the season, mate. He's had 4 or 5 good games, but that's against like some really lowered league.
Yeah,
Europa
Burnley.
League games. I mean, so against the top 6.
And also, if you think about it, Simon, if you think about it, he's not played football really for a year, has he? Really, for Real Madrid, he hasn't been picked really.
Yeah.
So how do you expect him to play each game and be amazing?
George, and he's came to a physical league where he's going to get thumped up. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, come on, it's tough.
Yeah. JP says, I agree, John. Jose hasn't given arguably one of the best players in the world a fair crack, but like Bitz and Bobz said, his ego wouldn't let him.
That's the thing.
But that's what I said to you guys. He's not a Jose Mourinho signing. Are you guys honestly thinking Jose said to Levy, "Go get me Bale"? I don't think so.
No, he didn't.
Bobz, I said this in our preview, mate. This was literally just a commercial signing for these sales and all that, the shirt sales and things like that. That's what it was, mate. It was a
100%.
PR stunt. It's definitely a PR stunt, this one. Top 943 says, to dare is to dare. Facts. Bobz, yes, Bobz, big up Bob Spur TV. Everyone go home and give him a subscribe. A new channel's getting off. Big up, Si. It's getting so hard to defend Jose, buddy. Still keep until the end of the season. I know Bob's at the end of the season. I still say I'll give him another summer, mate. I'll give him a summer transfer to me, personally. Seriously. Facts and Stats says, to dare is to do equals to leave is to profit. Yeah, absolutely. That's what it is about. All right, Bobby. Yes, Facts and Stats. So, Bobz, going back on what I was about to ask you before we went into the player ratings about the comment what Keno and Jane Redknapp was having a bit of a spat about when Keno said about Spurs, the softness in his team. It's not just been now, it's been for 20 odd years. And Jamie Redknapp said, yes, but they've got to quarterfinals and semi-finals and things like that. And Keno saying, but that's not a trophy. Anyone can get to a semi and quarterfinals. Yeah. That's not a trophy. You haven't won no trophies. So to me, that's a failure in my eyes. Is Keno on the Spurs? I think Keno was spot on me. Absolutely spot on. On a outsider looking in, Bobz, do you think Keno was spot on?
Do you know what? Like, he's my favourite all-time Man United player because I played centre midfield when I was full-time and stuff. So for me, we need to. People will say, "Oh, he's being arrogant," but we need to look at the context. We need to look exactly what he's actually saying. Okay, when he's saying that Spurs are soft, he's talking about their mentality. He's not physically saying that they're chocolate and they're easily to be broken. No, what he's saying is that if you are boasting about getting to quarterfinals, because that's exactly what Jamie Redknapp said. Oh, they got to quarterfinals. Yeah. That is soft because to me, it's just like, is that it then? Like, is that what you're playing football to do?
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, we can talk about, I mean, the Champions League, you know, I go back to it and say you never won it. And look, Arsenal got to Champions League. They never won it. It doesn't matter if you get to finals and don't win it. No, on the trophy, it doesn't say runners up. It says the winners. And what he was saying was facts. And people say, oh, he's being arrogant. No, he's talking facts. And this is why I think that some Spurs fans, no, all football fans, not just Spurs fans, all football fans of any club or just football general fans, like, we need to start listening to what these people are saying. Tottenham, Jamie Redknapp's argument was they get into Champions League and they got into quarterfinals. We have literally laughed at Arsenal Football Club for that mentality for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So, are we moving the goalposts now? Or are we saying, oh, this is, top four does not get you a trophy, guys. The mentality of nearly getting there, League Cups, but I mean, you guys won a League Cup when? 08? Has it not been like 12 years since you've won something?
Yeah, 13 years. 13 years.
So there you go. I mean, come on, man. Like, and we need to remember that famous game when you guys went, was it 3-0 up? We came back 5-3. Do you know what I mean? Like, excuse me. It's factual. It's not even his opinion, if you think about it. It is factual. And it's a shame because obviously it's your club that they're talking about. No one wants to hear that their club are soft. But then if you are opinionated and subjective, which is cool and it's fine, you will hear what he's saying and be like, well, to be honest, actually, why would you boast about a quarterfinal? No one does that. Playing good football doesn't mean anything at the end of the day unless you back up with trophies. So
exactly.
So I'm with him. I'm with him, Si and George. Yeah, I'm with him. 100%.
So Bobz, it's a question to George as well. Bobz, now you're a Spurs fan for just for a minute now. Just for a minute, you're a Spurs fan. And then this question got asked on Twitter today and things like that. And will you accept? What would you take? Would you take a top 4 this season, or would you take that Carabao Cup final? Would you take a trophy?
Well, I think if you win the Carabao Cup, don't you get put into Europa League anyway?
We're getting Europa League. Yeah.
You'll take the cup. At the end of the day, guys, look, okay, you can say Champions League, but you're not going to win the Champions League.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not going to win it. Man United's
We're making numbers.
I'll put that right there. You're not going to win it. So, do your fans want a trophy? Yes. Take the trophy. You get into Europa League. We move. You've got to just think like that. Trophy shuts fans up because you won them a trophy. That's it. Let's be honest. If you guys beat City, next 48 hours after that, you're going to have a great time. Do you know what I mean? Enjoy yourself. Talk the most reckless, whatever. You won a trophy. And at the expense of City, which is no low scalp. So you've got to go for the trophy, mate. And take the Europa League competition, 100%. Champions League, you can get to look. Champions League is like going on a night out, knowing you're not going to drink, but you just want to go. But you're not going to drink. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It's just it's pointless if you're not going to. It's good for the finances, but because then you have another problem. If you get the Champions League, we need to go buy this player, that player, but you're not even going to do that. So. What's the point? Go win the trophy, man, and then take Europa League.
Yeah, absolutely. George, do you agree with Bobz saying that you take the trophy and you take the Europa League over top 4 finish, knowing that we're not going to win the Champions League and we're just going to make numbers up in the Champions League?
Yeah, completely. Because I think, end of the day, Carabao Cup's a trophy. It's a major trophy. Think about it. It was 13 years ago since we won a major trophy. You can say Audi Cup. That's 4 teams at the end of the day. So how's that like a major trophy? But I'd definitely take a trophy over top 4 over Champions League because if, as Bob said, you think about it, our team's not good enough to get into a final again. I don't think. We play Man City again in the quarters. We're getting destroyed this time. Because our team back then, we had high mentality. But yes, I think that top 4 is not a trophy at the end of the day. Carabao Cup's a trophy, That's what us fans want. We want a trophy at the end of the day, and that's guaranteed Europa League, which we do have a chance of winning it. Because Europa League, there's good teams there, but there's also bad teams. And Champions League filled with the best teams in Europe.
Exactly.
So we're not going to get far in Champions League. So end of the day, trophy.
And that's you being realistic, George.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. We've just got a few more comments here. We've got Bobz again. Guys, Keane was right. When did we last win a must-win game? Think about it. Yeah, absolutely. Facts and stats say we are bottlers. It's facts. Unfortunately, we are soft. JP says only thing we can boast about is having a good stadium. He means when he goes about that. Yeah. John says if we win the League Cup, we go into the new Europa Conference League. I don't know if that's correct. I don't know anything about it.
I don't know what that is.
Title 3. We have to have Bobz on again. I enjoy listening to his comments.
Thanks,
yeah,
mate.
absolutely.
100%. Happy to come back whenever you need me, mate.
Facts and stats. Well said, Bitz and Bobz. You're right. Reality wake up for us Spurs fans. You're spot on. Bobz Spurs TV. Are we likely to attract foreign players by having a run in the Champions League or win a Carabao Cup?
But then, listen. I'll tell you this. Then, I'll answer that actually because that's a great question, mate. And I'll answer like this: are we likely to attract foreign players? If you're winning trophies, when you win a Carabao Cup, you breed a mentality, a winning mentality. You need to remember the only players in that changing room at the moment that's won a trophy is your goalkeeper and your manager. So, and that's facts. That's not me even trolling or trying to say it. That's factual. So,
go out as well.
It's okay to attract players, but then look at what you've just said. Are they coming to Tottenham because it's Tottenham, or are they coming to just be in the Champions League? Then the player will ask themselves, are you actually going to get to the latter stages of the Champions League? Probably not. They could say that about Man United as well. Probably not as well. And for me, you've got to start small steps. Win the Carabao Cup, okay? Breed that winning mentality. Have a good end to the season, okay? Have a good end to the season where you beat teams. Maybe not scalp them like Man City does. Beat them, win well. You've got a trophy. Enjoy that moment. And that period is where that bunch of boys, those guys, have together won a trophy. And I tell you what, Jose Mourinho used to say it. He loved the League Cup because it was the first trophy that was available to win. It breeds confidence and it just says we've won something. Look what we've done now. And then from then on, what Spurs need to do, if I'm honest, you need to go to the rest of the clubs in the Premier League and cherry pick their best players. It's criminal that Adam Lallana went to Brighton. You guys never went in for him. It's criminal Jack Grealish. If you look at even Brighton's players, Maupay, Basuma, even Sunday Marsh could Sunday Marsh on a Sunday could probably do a good job. There's other players and teams below you that will improve. Flipping hell, Lamptey is probably a better right back than Aurier and Doherty. And he's at Brighton, so shop smartly. So, yeah, I hope that answers that, my friend.
Yeah, nice one there. Nice one, Bobz. JP says only problem is top players only want to play for teams in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Only want to play for teams that are more likely to win the Champions League as well.
Here we go. Bobz has said it there. Let's win the cup and salvage something from this season. Don't see us getting top 4, to be honest. JP says, great insight, Bitz and Bobz. Do come back again.
Definitely.
JP says, I will be shocked if we win that cup. Man City have been unbeaten for 4 years in that comp. We can only hope.
I tell you this though, if there was one manager to go on a one-off game with Pep Guardiola,
Jose.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? Well, let's be honest. Why and who is the reason that if you do win it, People, if you win that cup, I'm telling you now, Sky's pundits will be like, well, you can see why they've won it, Josie. Literally,
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now.
Absolutely, Bob.
That's
Absolutely.
it. A one-off game against Pep Guardiola. Guys, come on. Do you know what I mean? Like, literally, I'm telling you, man. Are you doing a watch-along for that game?
Yes, definitely.
I'll come and watch it with you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes, that would be great. That would be great, Bob. Absolutely fantastic. So, guys, before we end it, it's been 2 hours. It's been brilliant having Bobz on.
That's
and
my
George.
fault, so I do apologise, guys.
No,
I do apologise.
Bobz, do not say sorry, mate. It's a pleasure to have you on, mate. I want to ask you a question, both of you. George, we'll come to you in a minute. Bobz, give us your insight of United this season, mate. What you expect for the rest of the season, and is Ollie the right man to take Man United forward from now until into the future, mate?
I think Ollie's fortunate that Pep is the manager at Man City, meaning that we can never ever get him. I think he's also fortunate that Klopp is the manager of Liverpool, so we know that he won't ever come. The sad thing is that we actually tried to get both of them and they declined us. You then have to ask yourself the pool of managers about. I personally think the next best thing is Brendan Rodgers. And I don't see him leaving Leicester because he has all his fingers in every pie there. And at Man United, it will just be it wouldn't be the case. Season-wise, he has to win the Europa League, if I'm honest. Excuse me. He has to win the Europa League. Do you know why? Because last season, you came to the semi-finals. You need to go one better now. And people say, oh, we get to the final. No, you have to go and win it. You have to win it. Man United, regarding whatever competition, Man United have had this history of whatever tournament or trophy, whatever cup, blah, blah, blah we're in, we look to win it. Every time we win the league, we accept the challenge from the next team. We try and defend it. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to now win this trophy. I don't care if he wins it convincingly. Just lift the cup. If he doesn't do that, and he still gets top four, the sad fact is he will still be around for next season. Is he the man to take us forward? No. I don't think so. I think for him to take us forward, I think we need more experienced coaches around him. More senior pro experienced coaches. And then I think if he could just do the managerial part, my management part, like what Harry Redknapp done at Tottenham, let the coaches do their thing and Ollie just be around there, But yeah, I think, when we say about managers and stuff, guys, there's not that many around anymore. It's an era. Ancelotti, he's probably one of the last few of his era with Mourinho. Pep and Klopp are a new division. Pochettino, I don't know what he's doing up in Paris. I think he went there thinking he was going to get a couple of trophies for play 1-1, but there's not that many managers to choose from, and I think Ollie's fortunate, very fortunate.
Yeah, absolutely, nice one, Bob. So George, same to you, mate. What's your insight now to the rest of the season for Tottenham, for the rest of the season, and do you believe that Jose should be given a chance in the summer, and do you believe that he's the man to take us forward from now into the next season?
Well, I think that about Jose's situation, I think that the main thing that some Tottenham fans got to think about is that if we want to rebuild, if we want to get youth into this team, bring up youth, make them into great players, Jose's not the right man for the job, but Poch is. But if we're looking for trophies right now, at this moment, to make Harry Kane world class like he is right now, I think if you think about it, Jose's made him better. He's made Harry Kane better. I think that Jose is the right man for the job if we want trophies. If we're looking to bring youth up, like a Rodon or like a Dane Scarlett, he's not the right man for the job. But personally, for me, I think he is the right man for the job. Give him money in the summer, back him, with the right players, with the right back. If he says, I want that player, try and get him. And also, if you think about it, I think Carabao Cup is crucial for us to win now. And obviously, people think people that are Jose out don't understand. They want us to spend money without Jose in the club. They want like a Nagelsmann in the club to get youth up, but that's going to cost us millions to sack him anyway. So that's losing money anyway to spend more money to get the players. So I think I'm definitely Jose in. He's the right man for the job. I think Carabao Cup, we do have a chance to win it because it's Jose at the end of the day. As Bob said, one-off game against Pep, Jose's the right man for the job. And then I think that for the end of the season, I think the best we can finish now is 5th. The worst we can finish now is probably 8th, 9th. I think we can't get into bottom of the table now because of the games we have. I think we will finish in top 6. I think we'll finish probably 6th now, I reckon. With West Ham and Chelsea doing amazing. I think we'll finish 6th or 5th or 6th. But more likely to finish 6th. But as I said, Joe's the right man for the job because, trophies, and that's what Tottenham fans will be wanting. And, there's not really, you're not going to get a manager that's going to bring youth up and get trophies at the same time. You have to pick one or the other, really, for me. But yeah, I think Joe's is definitely man for the job for me.
Yeah, nice one, George. Absolutely fantastic. Before we go out, we've got Bobz here saying, Wigan didn't attract many players, guys. I'm a fan from the 90s. Cups were a massive thing for me, but unfortunately not now. But one thing I do agree with, it can breed a winning mentality, Bully. And John says, I hope he has made up with Toby before the final, so he plays with Rodon. Don't fancy Sanchez or Dyer against City. No. Top 943, big up yourselves. Really good show tonight, boys. Thank you, Top 943. JP wouldn't bank on it, John. And John says no, I wouldn't either. He's too stubborn. Facts and stats, brilliant show, side. Great debate, questions, answers, and most of all, great of all guests, Bitz and Bobz and Big George. Dart's name for the future. Held his own. Spots on, lads. Great job. Nice one, facts and stats. I said, guys, we are going to end it there. Absolutely fantastic. And it's been a pleasure to have Bobz back on. Absolutely. Yes, he was late, but it doesn't matter. But absolutely fantastic. And thanks. Yeah, nice one, Bobz. And thanks for George coming on as well. He's becoming a regular on here. We like having George on. And Bobz, tell everyone where they can find you, mate. Go on, mate. You plug it away.
Thanks, mate. YouTube channel, Bitz and Bobz. Like you see it there, if you just type Bitz and Bobz there on YouTube. And Bitz and Bobz on Instagram and Twitter. I think it's underscore on Twitter and underscore on Instagram. But yeah, you'll find me there, man. And I do a Chelsea podcast, Man United podcast, Liverpool podcast. I do a podcast of real life problems, racism, discrimination, mental health. And I do an unpopular opinions as well podcast. So yeah, check me out. There's always a show on every day. So check it out. And listen, make sure you subscribe to Sai. Big up to Big George. And literally, man, thanks for having me on. Bro, I love talking football, man. So anytime you want me to come on, just give me a shout. I'll be there.
Exactly. Yeah. We've definitely got to do that for the cup cup final if you're free there, Bobz.
100%. And also thanks to everyone for listening as well.
Because I think George, we're gonna have a City fan on as well. I think I've got a City fan coming on as well, Dareth from 1894 podcast. I don't know if you heard of Dareth and the boys there. They're very good friends of the channel. Very, but they're sound. They really are good lads. But we can have a banter with them. We can have a good banter with them. So, Bobz, thank you very much for coming back on, mate. We do appreciate it here for having people like you on, because you are known on here, guys. Bobz, everyone knows you. So it's great. It's great to have someone like you on, mate. And George, thanks for coming on, mate, again. So guys. Tomorrow, guys, we're back again tomorrow, guys. I don't know what time yet. We are bringing the Unbiased Premier League show back on here tomorrow again, guys. We're going through the weekend results. And don't know what we're doing Wednesday yet. It may be the Q&A, and we're doing a preview on Thursday for the Everton game and a watch along on Friday for the Everton game. So, guys, if there's things coming up, I will schedule them. I will put them out there tonight. So once again, guys, it's been a great debate again. Great questions, as what Faxon said. Great answers, great guest. So thanks again, guys. From Premier Hotspur TV, guys. I've been Simon, guys. This has been George.
Thanks.
This has been Bobz from Bitz and Bobz, guys. Good night. God bless, and we'll leave you with glory, glory, Tottenham Hotspur, guys. So good night, guys. God bless. And come on, you Spurs. Come on.
Come on, Spurs.